This is the sweet sound of success with Sue Wilhite, Profit Attraction Master. Deva Delporto is known for her funny viral videos about motherhood and her music parodies, for which NBC dubbed her the Weird Al of YouTube moms. Her videos have garnered more than 450 million views and has been featured on Good Morning America, The Today Show, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CNN, People, HuffPost, Parents.com, Redbook, Good Housekeeping, and the list goes on. Deva has also collaborated with dozens of top brands, including Clorox, General Mills, Penney, Unilever, Clinique, Twizzlers, Chef Boyardee, and many more. Deva was one of the first women to create humorous viral videos about motherhood, and her work sparked an entire category of mom video creators and influencers, shaping the new, real, raw, irreverent mom content prevalent today. Welcome, Deva.
Thank you for having me. You're great at that intro. I want you to follow me around and do that everywhere.
I have to tell you, in all honesty, thank you, first off. And you're not the first person to tell me that. I've had people offer to hire me.
There you go.
So, yeah, I got good at them over the years. So, welcome and thank you for being here. I'm just delighted. I love your videos. I think they're hilarious. And
thank you.
I'm going to be giving YouTube links in the credits here. People, you have to go watch these videos. They will make your day, I swear, whether you're a mom or not. They will make your day because you've got a mom somewhere.
Right.
Right. So for my viewers who may not know, they're just encountering this podcast for the first time. The way the show goes is it follows Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey as an arc through the interview. And so what we're going to be covering is the ordinary beginning. And those of you who follow my show know that I always put that in quotes because nobody's ordinary, but so it goes. The call to action. What was it that prompted David to make viral mom videos? Get into that. Or is there a backstory somewhere? What were the big hairy monsters that she got to play with? Because in every endeavor, there are always big hairy monsters, internal and external, that we get to deal with in our life journey, and particularly the entrepreneurial journey brings out the biggest, hairiest, nastiest monsters of all times. and then, because in anyone's journeys, there's always somebody who supports, guides, sometimes from the shadows, sometimes, right next door, people who lift our wings. There's guides, mentors, allies, what I call Gandalfs, Dumbledores, even Rons and Hermiones, who stick with us and keep us going. And then finally, there is the part of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey that's about the return home, which is all about how do you integrate this new way of being? If it is a new way of being, how do other people react to it? Because in the stories, there's always, the homecoming, and after the prince or princess is married and the dragon's head is displayed and all of that happens. And then how do you go back to ordinary life? I mean, and then what happens? What's the sequel? So, Deva, let's get started.
All right.
What was your ordinary beginning?
Well, I always wanted to be an actress. That was my big dream. Mm-hmm. And after college, I moved to Los Angeles, and I worked 7 jobs at once.
Wow.
Waiting tables and tutoring and overnight transcribing and lots of jobs to support my dream. And I had a few yeses, but I feel like mostly I encountered no. She's too tall. She's not pretty enough. She's this or that. It was just, constantly banging my head against the wall, trying to get people to let me do what I love doing.
Right.
And so then I fell in love, had a baby, got a job writing for Nickelodeon, which was a really cool job.
Way cool.
And I was there for 7 years, worked my way up to senior editor when my kids were littles. And it was a perfect mom job because it was at home and I could work around their schedule. It was really great. But I did burn myself out and I ended up getting Hashimoto's thyroiditis.
Oh, ow.
Yes, an incurable autoimmune disease that kind of knocked me down. And my husband said, something's wrong with you. And I said, no, I'm just a working mom of 2. We're all exhausted, which we are, I think.
Right.
But there was something else. I was having a medical issue. So I went on medical leave from my beloved job at Nickelodeon and kind of fell into a deep depression after that, because I think I hooked my value a lot on that job. And so I kind of spiraled down, and it was kind of at the bottom of that pit that I finally rose up and started MyLifeSuckers. My husband bought me a video camera. He told me to remember my dreams of being an actress. I actually got very angry at him because I felt pressured with this video camera. But one day we were at the park, the kids were running around. That song, The Fox by Elvis, What Does the Fox Say, was going viral. And I had an idea to do What Does the Kid Say? And so I ran home, I wrote the lyrics while literally hiding in the closet from my family while they were screaming for dinner. And we recorded it, taught ourselves how to use iMovie by watching YouTube videos, put it on the internet, and it went viral. And that was crazy.
Wow. How cool is that? That was just taking the moment and running with it. Yeah. Call to action. And I will say, by the way, for anybody who's watching, and you probably know this now, but Hashimoto's does have a depression aspect to it. So, yes, you were, there was the whole values thing, and that does it for anybody, right? And there's brain chemistry.
Yes.
Is going on. This stuff is not pretty.
Well, I've always struggled a lot with anxiety and bouts of depressive episodes in there. Right.
Which the thyroid can have a lot to do with.
See, it's all the thyroid's fault.
It's all the thyroid's fault. The good news is that, the thyroid can be worked on.
Yeah. So. It's been a long journey, but I feel really good now. And it's a very, try, test, diet, medication, taking rest when I need it. Right.
Hello, sleep. Big fan of sleep here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you ran with this. You ran with this amazing viral video. And what made you do the next one?
Well, I ran with it very slowly. At the time, there was no one else doing these videos, mom parodies. So I didn't have a playbook. And I didn't even know that you could get subscribers on YouTube. And at that time, video was completely all on YouTube. Facebook did not have its own video. There was no TikTok. And so I didn't really have a playbook, and I didn't really know at the beginning what it could turn into. But part of me thought, wow, that was terrifying, because we'll talk about the bugaboos. Going viral is a very extreme experience. Yeah. But another part of me thought, oh my gosh, I got to create what I wanted to create. People saw it and responded, and there was no casting director to tell me no. So that
Right?
was exciting.
You know, you weren't to anything. You were just right, Deva.
I was just me. And I think that's why it resonated. I had a very difficult time with motherhood. I don't feel like I was one of those natural, earth mamas. And it was really hard for me. And so I try to make fun of things when I find them difficult. And that's kind of what it was. I spoke my truth of my difficulties through humor. And I want to say 2 months, maybe 1 month later, I decided to make another parody of the song Let It Go from Frozen. And that was for moms. Let it go. You can't sleep, can't shower, let it go. And that one went even more viral. And then I started to get an inkling, oh, maybe this could be something. But it wasn't until about a year in, when I was approached by my first client, that I realized that, oh, this could be my career.
Right. It really opened up something for you. Yeah.
Yes.
How cool is that? So let's talk about the big hairy monsters. Besides the Hashimoto's, which is a big hairy monster all in and of itself, what were some of the other ones that you got to play with?
Well, there's internet trolls and haters.
Right.
That is a big thing. And it's scary. I've been on the receiving end of death threats and rape threats and
for making mom videos.
Yeah.
So there are people out there who think it's okay to do death threats and rape threats because you're making essentially funny videos.
Yeah. And
wow.
When you said big hairy monster, I just had this vision that I always have of these people, of this, big hairy monster in the basement of their mom's house.
Right.
And I learned very, very early on, actually, when you speak of mentors, a friend of mine, Jill Smokler, who started Scary Mommy, told me to never respond to the trolls. Right. And that was great advice.
Yes. So, because that was going to be my next question. And how did you deal with them? You didn't. I mean, essentially not responding was dealing with them.
At first, I kind of let their hateful comments live on my platforms, and I just ignored them. Sometimes my followers would come, support me on those threads. Yeah. And then it took me years, I think, of personal development to get to a place where I realized I can delete these comments. I don't have to let these people have a platform of hatred on my work and my platform.
Right.
That said, it's very hard to keep up with. There are some loopholes. You can put in catchphrases and words in the back end of some of these apps on YouTube and Facebook, so those will never surface.
Right.
But it's hard to keep up with, especially an old piece of content that you haven't looked at in 3 years. They could be hating on you and I would never know.
Right. And it's hardly worth it. I mean, it seems like it would be some kind of punishment to hire somebody to go look for these comments and delete them.
Yeah, too many comments.
It's like going out into the poison garden and weeding it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yuck. Were there any other big hairy monsters that you got to play with?
Well, parenthood for me was both the inspiration and kind of a big hairy monster, because no one prepares you for it. You're just kind of thrown in there, and it's exhausting and it's relentless. And it is beautiful. And I had a moment with my son, who's still cute and chubby cheeked, this morning, where I woke him up and I was just leaning against his chubby cheek and just saying, savor this moment. This is what it's all about. It's so amazing. But there's the flip side, right? It's also really hard. So that was a big one for me. And then, I think just my own internal, anxiety or stresses, my perfectionism, those are all issues for me. And then the platforms themselves. I'm so grateful to them because they gave me this platform to use my voice, but also they can just as easily take it away, which they do. And they have like the Facebook algorithm just clamping down, you know, if I have 800,000 fans on there and they'll show a piece of content to only 2,000 of them. So that was a huge one for me.
Right. Yes. It's sometimes annoying. I'm going to be very PC.
Yeah.
Do that.
Grateful to those platforms, but yes, like everything in life, there's another side.
Right. Well, you know, I'll say as far as your motherhood, I've met your kids. Your kids are brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Your kids are great.
Oh, they are great.
So,
I take this much credit. We've realized since having children, my husband and I, that I think it's 90% nature and 10% nurture. Your job is just to not screw them up too badly.
Well, you did a good job of not screwing them up.
Thank you.
They're brilliant kids. I really admire them. So, yeah. So let's talk about, you mentioned one ally. What allies, mentors, wind beneath your wings did you get besides your husband handing you a camera and believing in you enough to say, here, go do your dream?
Yes. Well, you mentioned my kids and my husband. I would have to say they were number one. We created it together. They were with me the whole time. And also my community, my friends, my best friend, Jackie Haggerty, was a huge part of it. And then as things got rolling, I had a camera guy named Aaron Fagerstrom, who was really, he's like this cool single dude who's making mommy videos. And we just kind of became like a big, happy MyLifeSuckers family. And so, our little town, so many people were in the videos, wanted to be a part of the videos, shared the videos. And then that community extended to my huge online community.
Right.
Every single person who shared a video, liked a video, sent me a kind message. I mean, they were all part. So I had an enormous base of support.
Yeah. Wow. Like a bonfire of wind to lift you up. That is so
And my mom sharing every video.
Right. You know, hey, never discount moms sharing stuff. You know, you never know how that's going to be.
And then there's the blogging community, which I was kind of introduced into through this. And while that community can sometimes not be supportive, I found that the people that I met and knew were very supportive and kind and would share your stuff and you could support each other. I do a lot of shout outs on my Instagram to support other creators, and that's really important too.
Right. Yeah, there's an entire community out there to help with all of this and
people you may never meet in person.
Right. Even before the pandemic, you never meet them in person. You know, they could be literally in Timbuktu.
See, the pandemic is nothing new for me because I'm used to sitting behind a computer.
Right. And just communicating with everybody all around the world.
Yeah, virtually.
There it is. So have you made any conquests in Antarctica yet? Are you on all 7 continents? Do you know?
That I do not know. I know I've been as close as New Zealand.
Okay.
I actually was in New Zealand, my actual physical human person, and met some people in New Zealand and Australia who were fans of MyLifeSuckers, and that was really fun.
Nice. How cool is that?
It's very cool. It blows my mind. And one thing I've learned through this journey is that no matter what continent you are on, no matter who you are, no matter your religion, your background, the color of your skin, motherhood is a very shared experience that no matter who you are, where you're from, we have so much common ground and common experiences. And it's been so beautiful to me that the MyLifeSuckers community is so diverse and worldly. And that is just the coolest thing.
Right. And an entire range of people, because moms come in all flavors.
And not just moms, we have dads.
Dads too.
And we also have just parents, you know.
Right. And folks who are, adopting.
Yes, absolutely.
That's shout out to all those adoptive parents who.
Yes, we have grandmas, we have grandpas, we have nannies, babysitters. We have anyone who loves and cares for children is part of the community, and the children themselves, which I had no idea how many kids loved the videos, especially the early YouTube videos. And then it dawned on me once we were on vacation in Hawaii, and there were a bunch of children kept recognizing our family. And I turned to my husband and said, "Oh my gosh, it's the kids." And I had no idea that kids were watching. And I had made a decision early on to keep the content clean. And I'm so happy I did when I found out kids were watching.
Right. Yeah. Well, that is so cool. So given all this popularity, given your appearances on TV and your work with companies and everything, in the early days, let's talk about the coming home part. How was that for you? How was okay, now I get to have a life?
Yeah, I feel like not that much changed for me. It's a very interesting. First of all, my family was and friends were on the journey with me. Mm-hmm. So they kind of got it, right? And got what we were going through. Second of all, I think because a lot of it's virtual, there's like the Deva on YouTube, and then there's the Deva doing laundry in my house. And it didn't really mix that much. I was still just me doing my laundry and doing everything. I once heard a quote, and I can't remember who it is. Maybe it was Barack Obama, but maybe I'm wrong. But that fame or wealth or power just kind of reveals who you really are.
Yeah.
And I'm still just, me cleaning laundry. And last night I was plunging and scrubbing a toilet. Nothing's changed.
Yes. Yes. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water.
Yeah. And, you probably have to reach I'm just on the internet. Like, you probably have to reach Nicole Kidman famous to be like, oh my God, wait, hold on. I'm the, I'm big stuff. I also was coming from I feel a pretty low place of self-esteem in my life. Like, I have so much anxiety and doubt and I've learned that no amount of external accolades or money is ever going to solve that or cure that. That's on you. And if I've become better with that stuff, it's because of the internal work I've done or the therapy. So yeah, you're still you no matter what.
Right. Although I've got to say, if, 450,000 people say, hey, this is really good stuff, you might scratch your head and go, maybe they got something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I might want to explore that.
There's something maybe wrong with me. I don't know. But no, I guess the positive is I am really grateful that I got to fulfill my dreams, because that was a huge, sad issue for me. I was like, I know I was put on this planet to act and entertain. Why isn't this happening for me?
Right.
And so I feel like I finally got to fulfill my dreams, which calmed down that career anxiety.
Right. It was correct. It just wasn't in the format that you had been led to believe that was the only way it could be.
Exactly, which blows your mind. And I would say for anyone, if you have a dream or a goal, it can come true in a way that is so different from how you even knew it could come true.
Yes. 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 I just read a little meme on the internet that said, just because you've failed 100 times does not mean that it's stupid to get up and try again. You just haven't found the way that this is going to succeed.
Exactly.
It's you just there's a way that you just haven't thought of yet, that you haven't encountered yet, or sometimes you have to catch up to the technology or the culturalization.
So true. So back in the year 2000, I want to say, which is ancient history now,
Right.
I was a spokesmodel for a company called Anti that was allowing people to put videos they made themselves on the internet. And I traveled around the country and talked to people about this. And I remember people looking at me going, that's insane. No one would ever want to make their own video and put it on the internet. And by the way, I don't even have the bandwidth to be able to watch a video on the internet. So you're very true. YouTube hit at the right time. Anti was too early.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. You just never know. You just never know.
Yes, you never know. And I feel if you're doing what you love and speaking your truth, it will happen and it will resonate with someone somewhere.
Yes, exactly. So speaking of that, I always have a sort of surprise question at the end. What is the favorite part of what it is that you do?
The creating.
The creating.
Yeah. I don't even have to pause for a second. Yeah, the actual creating of the content is my favorite. The other stuff brings up a lot more for me, the analytics and the algorithm and
right. Yeah, the creative part, the creative fire.
So fun and so great. And what a blessing that I'm able to do it.
Yeah. Well, so what is, for those who don't know, what is the best way to find your videos?
Okay. Well, I am on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok. Here. No, I don't know how to do those dances. And any of them, it's MyLifeSuckers, which everyone's like, what is that? And because it all happened so quickly, I used to jokingly call my kids my life suckers because they sucked the life out of me. Right. So that's where the name came from. But I'm kind of trying to step back from that because they're not sucking the life out of me as much. So I'm actually just launching DevaDelporto.com, and I will have links to everything from there. So you can go to the blog or go to the social or go to the writing, whatever.
Right. Great. Wonderful.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. Well, you can also put a comma between life and suckers, right?
Yes, that's true.
Dash, you can make it a comma.
That's a good idea.
Because you can say it's my life suckers.
That's what I think a lot of people think it is that.
Right? So just change the punctuation a little bit.
There you go. Punctuation is everything.
Right? As a former editor myself.
There you go.
A well-placed comma can make all the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Deva. I am beyond thrilled to have you on my show. This has just been delightful. First of all, that I get to talk to you for more than 10 minutes.
Yes.
I've known Deva for 8 years now, something like that. I want to say
it was definitely before MyLifeSuckers, because something you said to me, speaking of mentors and heroes, kind of catapulted me a little bit. One night when you told me that I had something to say and kind of a lion inside of me, but I was going through the world acting like a mouse.
Aww.
And that there was something that I needed to share with the world that was important for people to hear. And I needed to get out of my own way and do it. And that was the year that I ended up launching MyLifeSuckers. And those words of yours always resonated.
Oh, well.
So it's all due to you, Sue.
And this is why I do what I do, is to launch people like you into the world so you can make a difference for the hundreds of thousands of people that you've come in contact with.
Yes.
You know,
which I will say, saying what's the best part of it also, besides the creating, I think it's the community and the hearing from other women with shared experiences. And I had no idea that other people made me felt the way I feel.
Right.
And that I feel, I think it's just this unique feeling I'm having, but it's a shared, and that makes me feel normal. And that's pretty awesome.
Yes, it is awesome. You're awesome.
Aw, thank you. So are you.
Thank you. And thank my viewers for coming and watching. And please seek out Deva's videos. They are awesome. And her blog, which is awesome. And thank you for sharing the sweet sound of success.
Thank you for having me.
What are your dreams for your business? You know what drives me crazy? Really smart business owners denying their talents because they've been taught it has to be hard, because they've been taught that they don't deserve their gifts, that they're not worth anything. They've been taught that their gender means they can't express their genius. I'm Sue Wilhite, and I want you to have access to your genius. I want you to go out and rock the world with your genius. So I created the Call to Action coaching program. It's all about getting to the heart of you and what you've got to share with the world to make a profitable business that thrives and allows you to make a difference in the world. Click the link to sign up for the Call to Action coaching program today. Don't let your genius go unnoticed.